Hi there, welcome to Cooking with Saucy Sean's Fine Eats, where we make real food for real people. Most of the time. I'm not sure about today. We'll see what happens.
You're mean.
Sarah is my guest cook today. This is Sarah's recipe, Sarah's idea, something she's done, and I'm just going to follow along and see how it goes. We hope you like this, and let's see what happens. So Sarah, take it away.
So this is something really easy that I like to make. I call them my Meatloaf Cupcakes. They are like cupcakes, but made out of meat. It's pretty great. So we're going to start with about 2.5 pounds of ground beef here. And I'm going to be making this like I would make meatloaf. So
Do you use regular ground beef or lean ground beef?
lean ground beef.
Exactly, otherwise it's going to get all fatty and disgusting.
Exactly. It
Awesome.
does a little bit anyways.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to, with my 2.5 pounds of ground beef, I'm going to use 4 eggs. So I'm just going to crack my eggs into this bowl here. 1, 2, oh, I didn't want to come apart. 3, and 4.
So do you want me to just add the stuff for you so you don't have to keep washing your hands between things?
Sure.
Okay.
That would be great. So yes, I'm going to stick my hands in here. Sometimes when I do this I wear gloves, but today I'm just going to use my hands. I find it kind of fun to touch my food. So I'm just going to massage my eggs in a little. Here we go. I just find this much easier than using a spoon.
Oh, I understand. You're crazy, I get it.
Look who raised me.
Exactly.
All right, next I am going to want some breadcrumbs.
Now, we have no idea how many breadcrumbs we're adding, so we're just going to measure as we go and see where we end up. So I'll start with a cup.
That sounds good to me.
Now, we just bought these breadcrumbs at Superstore today. Nothing special, but obviously with the breadcrumbs, that means this isn't gluten-free.
Yes.
But you could use gluten-free breadcrumbs.
There is another ingredient we're going to put in, though, that isn't gluten-free, which is Worcestershire sauce.
Yes, but you can also get that if you really look hard enough, especially if you go down to the US of A. Lean Parents in the USA does not use wheat.
Oh.
They do in Canada. And you want more breadcrumbs?
I do. How about another cup of them?
Okay, let's go for another cup here.
Is there much of that left?
About another half cup or so.
Okay. I will massage this in and see where we get to.
Yeah, so if gluten's an issue for you, then definitely gotta watch a couple of the ingredients. But you can do this without it. You can get away without the Worcestershire
Absolutely.
sauce as well,
It's
right?
just one of my favorite things.
Yes. But yeah, no, when I was researching, I did find that you can get it gluten-free if you look really hard.
Got a lot of
Actually, you
breadcrumbs
can also
stuck
get
on
it
them.
commercially gluten-free in Canada in the big jugs if you get the right stuff.
Why don't you add the rest of those crumbs?
Okay, so that's about another
Half a cup.
half a cup, so that's about 2.5 cups.
And I think that should be about the right amount.
Cool.
All right, so missing some in the middle here. Now that we've got our meat all nice and breadcrumby, we're gonna start adding some of our other ingredients.
The bread is crummy?
Yes,
Or
It
the
is.
meat is crummy?
they both are now.
Okay. I hope it tastes okay, though,
Hopefully,
even though it's crummy.
you never know.
Okay.
So we really like garlic around here, so we're gonna add probably 2 tablespoons of garlic.
Tablespoons?
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 Teaspoons? I don't know.
Tablespoons?
I just throw things in until it tastes good.
I understand. Tablespoons? That'll be a lot of garlic.
Yeah.
No, that'll work. Okay.
You like garlic, I like garlic. We want to scare all the vampires away.
It's 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, or in this case, granulated garlic, actually. Not garlic salt. There is a difference. Garlic salt obviously has salt in it. So if you're using it, you got to be careful how much salt you use as well. Otherwise, you're going to have a very salty dish. This is just pure old granulated California garlic.
Garlic. All right, we're also going to add some Worcestershire sauce. How about we go with like 4 tablespoons of it?
4 tablespoons?
Yes.
That's 60 milliliters.
Which
That's
is-
about a quarter cup.
Yes, that is true.
That's a quarter cup. Now, do we know how many cupcakes this is going to make?
No.
We're just trying to make enough so that all of us and all of you can eat them.
Exactly.
Good.
And about the same amount of ketchup as well.
About the same amount of ketchup?
Yes. Ooh, it looks good and it smells good too. It smells garlicky and like Worcestershire sauce.
It smells like Worcestershire sauce.
It does.
What other ingredients do you put in it? In the meat?
At this point, nothing.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. It's just meat, breadcrumbs, garlic, Worcestershire sauce, ketchup.
Should we be preheating our oven and getting ready to go?
Absolutely.
To what temperature?
400 degrees is what I like to cook these at.
400 degrees.
Yes.
Cool. I've already done that, so this was a trick question.
Exactly. All right, my meat is all nicely mixed up. I am now going to wash my hands without touching the sink. All right, now for this next bit, I will actually use a spoon since my hands are clean now. And I'm going to give you one of these. And we are just going to spoon... We're just going to spoon our meatloaf into these little silicone
How come this one's not in a pan?
because I was going to use it as an example and I did, so put it in. So you just fill them up fairly close to the top and you pack the meat down into them.
Kind of like this?
Just like that.
So where did you get this idea from?
At Halloween time this year, I was going to have a little party with a few friends, and I was looking for some fun Halloween foods, and I was looking through Pinterest, and one that came up was cupcake mummies. And that's basically what these are. Just, I removed the Halloween elements from them, and they are quick and easy and yummy. And also easily portionable, which is nice.
So is there a vegan option for these?
I suppose if you used something that was not meat.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Tofu?
Oh.
Bean paste? I don't know. Is there a vegan meatloaf substitute?
Of course there is.
What would it be?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was a lentil loaf. Yeah, actually, that would work. I was just giving Sarah a hard time there, but the lentil loaf would actually work in this.
Totally. Anything that would work as a meatloaf would work in this.
Yeah.
So in case you hadn't noticed, I measure things even less than my dad does. Which might be a problem.
It might be. So we probably could have got away with about a pound of meat.
Yeah.
Here, let me give me paper ones. I'll do these other 4 cups here.
So the reason why we're using the silicone baking, what are they called?
Cups.
The silicone cups is because they don't get as soggy as paper ones. So the paper ones will end up a little messy, but the silicone ones will be much better to deal with. Once you've done that, you get to the exciting part, and the reason why I have grape tomatoes.
They were grape tomatoes. You said cherry tomatoes. I pointed out the cherry tomatoes. You said, no, they're too big.
You take a tomato and you shove it right down in the center. And you do it on all of them. And the reason for this with the Halloween mummies with this, that this is the heart beating away until you bite into it and smush it. But for this, it's just a fun little treat in the middle.
Now, after you eat these, can you freeze them if you have too many? Can you put them in the fridge for a while?
I have refrigerated them and they reheat really well. I have not tried freezing them, but I can imagine they probably would work well.
Yeah, so can I.
All right, we have our cute little cupcakes all ready to go in the oven. They're going to go in at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes.
Now, I do have a question for Sarah, because we were talking about this earlier. So, the icing of the cupcake, this is like the cake of the cupcake, the icing of the cupcake is mashed potatoes. And I was thinking that the mashed potatoes would go on now, and then get baked, because that way they also turn brown and everything like that. But you said they go on at the end, but you also brown them a little bit?
I haven't when I've done it before, but I'm thinking that might be a really good idea. Bake these maybe for 10 to 15 minutes, and then put the mashed potatoes on and brown them then.
And then cook them for another 10 to 15 minutes after
Yeah.
that. That sounds like a good idea, because I think the browning of the mashed potatoes would actually really...
I think you're right. I think it would be a lot better than the way I've been doing it.
Okay, well, perfect. So we're going to put these in the oven for about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to get the potatoes ready. And we're going to bring them out, pipe them, and put them back in.
Yeah,
And away we
absolutely.
go. Perfect.
We're back. We've let these cook for about 15 minutes, And I have a bag of potatoes. These are the potatoes that we mashed earlier. And I'm going to actually pipe these onto the cupcakes like icing. So I'm just going to cut a little hole here. That might have been big.
So right now the meat's at about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got to cook to at least 165. So we're going to put these in for another, say, about 15 minutes and let them finish cooking, and the potatoes are going to brown up nicely. I think this is going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
It is. Could you just spread dollops on them? Yes.
Yes, you could just spread dollops on them, kind of like what I would normally do.
This is more fun. Makes you feel like you're making fancy cupcakes when really it's just meat.
So say about another 15 minutes in the oven.
All right, we've got our cupcakes out of the oven. I'm just going to show you the difference that these little silicone liners can make. So if you take a look at this with the silicone liner, it's nice and dry. The fat has actually like bubbled off and it's gone. It's out of our way. Whereas if we use a paper one, it's just a little greasy. There's some grease left in the bottom of the tin here. It still works just fine. It's just a little more difficult to clean up. So if you're going to try this recipe, I do really recommend getting some silicone muffin liners. They aren't expensive. I picked these ones up at IKEA for a few bucks, but you should be able to find them at Walmart and stuff too.
They look good, sir.
Thank you.
You're
They
welcome.
are good.
Do you eat them with ketchup or barbecue sauce or anything?
I often eat them with ketchup because I like ketchup.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good on their own too.
Really?
Yeah. You're brave to try it right now. It just came out of the oven.
Well, we'll let it cool for a minute. Ooh, fell over. So it's kind of like one dish. Serve this with some veggie or a salad.
Yeah. It does even have the tomato in the middle, so it does have some vegetables itself too. I'm not brave enough to eat this right now. It's too hot for me. But the potatoes do get nice and browned and crispy on the outside. That'll be good.
No, that's really good, sir.
Thanks.
Good job.
Really easy. Quick. Much quicker than making a traditional meatloaf because they're little. They take much less time to cook. Just like 20 minutes.
Let's try that heart in there. That tomato heart.
That will be hot.
It's going to be hot. That's why we blow on it, right?
Mm-hmm. See, it's just that little bit of extra juiciness and really hot.
Good job. Thanks for joining me today, Sarah. Thanks for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
And we encourage you guys to thumbs up our video, subscribe to our page, watch more videos. It really helps us.
The subscribing and the watching videos really, really help us a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. And hopefully you'll join in for some more videos in the future. Have a great day.
Thanks.